thing that has come up is just the trying to bring oceans into this and talk about them. And I think that as somebody who's looked at the transition from wild caught fisheries into aquaculture, I just think we need to use a lot of caution when we're thinking about this. Aquaculture and blue food generally, we don't want to make the same mistakes in the ocean that we've made on the land. I've been working on aquaculture at World Wildlife Fund since the early 90s, when I was asked to write a piece comparing shrimp aquaculture impacts to those of wild caught shrimp. And it seemed to me at the time that even with the loss of mangroves up to that point attributed to shrimp aquaculture, the industry had learned a lot and could actually improve its impacts considerably if people adopted what was already known and then improved on that. The problem with shrimp trawling is the impact on benthic areas, which we're just now understanding is a potentially a big source of greenhouse gas emissions as well. But for aquaculture, it's the money comes in often before the science or the research is done, or from sources that aren't aware of what the impacts are. So you could have, for example, escapes, you could have disease transfers, you could have large use. In fact, one of the biggest fisheries today is for fish meal and fish oils, reduction fisheries. That's largely for the aquaculture industry. It takes about 8 to 14 kilos of fish to make 1 kilo of fish oil. And so you're beginning to see really large compounding of these impacts in aquaculture. If we're doing bivalves, they could clean up water, they could do a lot of different things. But even with bivalves and seagrass, or seaweed, we've seen that people often take other things out of the water in order to put those in. So it has impacts on biodiversity too. Nothing is really done without an impact, and we just have to be aware of that and understand what is more acceptable and what the trade-offs are.